Hello.
Good. All right, we've been short-term, midterm rental hosts for almost 4 years now,
Yes, almost 4 years.
and we thought it was time.
For us to share our experience with the pros and cons of running this short-term rental business.
You mean it's not all good?
Not that easy, not quite.
So the first thing that we thought of was that you get to earn extra money. I mean, why else
Yes.
would you get into it?
That's the best part with running and short-term rental is you make extra money.
Make a little extra money. And so we started by renting out 3 rooms in our house.
Where we actually live.
Right.
So,
And so the first thing that we noticed is that if you rent out those 3 rooms and have a high occupancy rate,
which we did.
which we did, you can earn enough extra money to pay the mortgage, the taxes, the
Yes.
insurance, the electric bill, the internet bill, everything.
sounds good.
All the cost of running the house can be paid for by being a short-term rental host.
Yes, without actually taking any money out of your pocket or
regular
your
job.
regular job. That's the best part.
And so,
Hi, Whisper.
Whisper, you gotta have a mascot, and we have 2. We have Whisper, who just jumped across the screen. She made an appearance, and then Kiemi, who actually goes with us, our border doodle, who actually goes with us to the houses to help clean. She is a working dog, but so if you open up rooms in your house, you can earn enough to pay the housing bills for your house that you live in, so you can live for free, basically. But a
Yes.
con to that is that you've opened your house for other people to come stay in.
Yes, which could be challenging sometimes.
For example,
Like some people use your kitchen,
yes,
and
which you want to make everyone feel at home, which Victoria does a fantastic job of doing that. But then when they come in and they take 2-3 hours or more to make one meal, and that's no exaggeration, and then your house is filling up with all kind of different and strange odors, and there's other guests in the home that want to use the kitchen, or we might want to use the kitchen.
we do have a big kitchen, but still, when one guest use the kitchen for several hours for
Yeah.
one meal, it gets a little bit too much.
Yeah, a little challenging. And then beyond that, when you make the rule, okay, please clean up after yourself, and you make that like a cornerstone of all of your rental properties, clean, quiet, peaceful, but really clean. Not everyone's definition of clean
Or clean,
is clean.
because I think you had to really, if you decide you want to, open up your house where you're living, open up for a short-term rental, you had to prepare and adjust yourself for those, possibilities, like people using the kitchen
Yep.
and not cleaning up there. Like their definition of clean is not like your definition of cleaning.
Exactly, yeah.
You know.
And so you have to be prepared not only to confront people in a respectful way and say, hey, be sure you're cleaning up after yourself, and maybe
Yeah.
even instruct them how to clean,
Yes.
but also to be prepared to clean up after them, even if you've gone the extra step and showed them how to clean and they still don't get it clean. sometimes you just end up having to clean up after them. And if they're there for 3 days, you're like, okay, they're gonna be gone in 3 days. We'll just clean
Yes.
up after them.
You always had to think positive. Okay, they're only gonna be here 3 days. Don't let that frustration get into you
Right.
because you're going to give up.
Yes, yes. Now, the first year that we started in 2022, we started here at our house, but that same year we bought 2 more houses. And so we went from having 3 units to having 13.
Yes. So we end up renting three rooms in our house, and we really did pretty well, and we like it. There is that frustration sometimes that we mention about using the kitchen. Sometimes they break your stuff without
Occasionally.
telling you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Broken glasses, broken bowls. They use metal on your good skillets, scratching your skillets
Yes.
and pots and pans and
Yes.
stuff. But you can deal with most of that. Just be prepared for it. The good thing about having other houses where we rent out rooms, is that they're using the kitchen, they're sharing the kitchen with other guests. You're not there, but you don't get rid of the cleanliness part. So we preach it. Be sure to clean up after yourself. Be sure to clean
Yes.
up right away.
We put signs, and
It's in the instructions. It's in the listing description. Everywhere we say clean, 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 but we still will go over and either do a room reset, or it's Monday and it's trash day. We got to go over and take the trash out or clean up, and we'll notice, okay, this group is not getting the kitchen clean. We'll find dirty dishes in the sink from time to time. We'll find food in the sink. We'll find food and grease on the stove and on the countertops. But so then you have to send messages and say, hey, reminder, be sure to clean up after yourself. And then you end up cleaning it because you don't want it sitting there. You might have a new check-in coming.
yeah, we had to go behind our guests because we want to make sure that all our units, all our places are clean.
Yes.
We maintain that 5-star cleanliness.
Right. And so you have the pro of having room rentals outside of your home. That's a plus, because then you don't have to share your kitchen with all of the people.
Yes.
But then you still have to maintain a level of cleanliness, and you're not there to really monitor it. So you have to visit the properties often and make sure
Yes.
that you maintain a high level of cleanliness.
Because I think one thing that we notice that once the guests know that you're constantly go there, that you clean, they
appreciate
they appreciate it, and they tend to care your property also.
Yes, yeah, they definitely, most people react with an urgency to be cleaner if we've had to confront them, or if they maybe
Yeah, they know that we're gonna be there, we're gonna be checking.
yeah,
We don't really monitor our guests, but we know we just check the common area, such
Kitchen
as
and
kitchen, bathrooms,
dining
because the dining area, because again, we like to make sure that our place, our short-term rental place are clean. We love
clean.
that again 5-star.
yeah.
You know.
And another pro to running a short-term rental business is that you do get to meet a lot of interesting people. we have met some very interesting people through the years, and we're still friends with a lot of them. A lot of them return, come back, and stay with us again. Some of the earliest guests that we have, we still maintain contact with them, and so it's very interesting. We had one gentleman stay with us that he works for the company that made one of the robotic arms for the Brooks Rehab Hospital that's right down the street, and he was telling us about that. So that was very interesting. We have an emergency room pediatrician that stays with us.
Still
Stays with us 1 week out of every month, and so
Yes.
we're always, able to have a good time when he comes. We had another gentleman came and stayed with us. He was he owned a car wash, and he's done a lot in his life, so he always had some great stories to share.
Yes.
And one of the things that he did is he went years and years ago, he went on tour with Brooks and Dunn. Well, we often have karaoke parties here at the house, and
And we invite our guests
and
to come to our karaoke just to change atmosphere sometimes, and
yes,
to have a good relationship with our guests, so it's not all about just business.
right, and they're away from home, and so it gives them some, some up time, some high energy time. And as it turns out, even though he had been on tour with Brooks and Dunn, he had never sang karaoke, and we had the best time. That was a weekday, which doesn't happen very often. It was like a Tuesday, and a hurricane was coming through the area, like coming near Jacksonville, oddly enough. And so we said, all right, we're going to have karaoke, hurricane karaoke. And we had the best time. And I know that he still remembers it. And all of our guests that have participated with us, I know they remember it fondly.
Yeah, you don't have to have, I guess, really an interaction with your guest if you don't like to. But for us, we like to have a good, relationship, because most of our guests are repeated guests.
Yes.
They just reach out to us, and
And then we have,
one thing I guess they appreciated is we respond right away.
Yes.
If you can see our review, pretty much 99% would say that we are good, especially David. David handle all the,
most of the
income,
communications.
most communication. I do all the decoration,
Decorating,
the decorating the house, the room, to make you feel like you're actually home away from home.
Yeah, and so another plus, a pro to having a short-term rental business is, particularly if you have other houses, rental houses, is the tax benefits. So we are able to take advantage of depreciation that the IRS allows you to do.
Yes.
We're not experts in that area, so talk to your accountant and just be sure to take advantage of all the tax benefits of being a host. You're going to be able to write off all your business expenses, so keep a good record of all your receipts for everything you buy for the business, and the depreciation. That's a big one for the houses you don't live in. You don't want to claim depreciation on the house you live in, but your accountant will review that with you. So there's that. Some of the other negatives or cons to being short-term rental host are that a surprising number of people need a mom and dad. In other words, they break the rules. They will. A lot of our rooms are just.
They try, you
They
know.
try. Most guests are overwhelmingly great and wonderful, but then there's some that, for example, a lot of our rooms are one-person rooms, and they will book the room, and then they'll show up, and it'll be two people, and we're like, oh, it's a one-person room. And it's a one-person room for a reason. It's because we don't want to overload the bathroom. Because if it's a shared bathroom situation, we don't want to have 6 people in a house sharing one bathroom. It creates a situation where you could get a bad review, or more people could mean more drama.
Yes, especially at
Louder
night.
talking, interacting, even if it's not arguing, if they're in their room talking and it gets late at night and they're just having a good time, it's not good for people that are looking for a quiet,
Yeah.
peaceful environment to
Because
just
it
rest.
means the other room, the guest in the other room could hear the conversation.
Right.
So we avoid, one bedroom, one person only.
Most of
You know,
them,
most
yes.
of our
the
unit.
the private units, like the studios that we have, and the master bedrooms that have their own bathroom, we allow 2 guests in. And so that way they're not sharing one shared bathroom like I say, 5 or 6 people in one. But so what's another pro to being a short-term rental host?
Of course,
Well,
the income.
Well, the income, but you can do this and keep your regular job if you want.
Yes.
And so you can set the calendar to where you block the day after a checkout. So let's say you have to work till 5 o'clock. You could come home and then clean up the room and have it ready. You can open it back up that evening after you clean it up. Or if you're like us, we work from home.
Yes.
And
And then,
so we were able to do a lot of that on our lunch break and get rooms cleaned and reset, and then come back and go to the office and keep doing our regular work that we were doing.
yes.
And along that same lines, you could also earn enough to quit your job.
Yes.
And so,
Yes, definitely. If we want to, we can quit our job,
Yes,
and
so-
just do this.
and
So we have a total of 5 houses and only 4 house it's being rented.
22 units
22
right
units.
now here in Jacksonville. We have some also in the Philippines too.
Yes,
Our
but
family helps with that. So
yeah. So but the 22 units would be enough for us to actually quit our job.
at least for a time.
Yeah.
And if we wanted to, so that gives you time to explore other opportunities, maybe some other businesses that you want to start up and get into. Other pros that go with that is that you can have more free time to go visit friends and family. Of course, you
Yes.
got to work out the schedule of the cleaning, if there's any checkouts. We have hired people to help us, but mainly only when we've gone out of town.
Yes.
And so we've had family and friends that have come to the rescue, which has allowed us to take some vacations of a week or a month and still be able to earn the money and have the units keep rolling as if we're not here. So that's definitely a benefit of
Yeah.
being a short-term rental host.
Yeah.
And so along with that is just a flexible schedule. So our checkouts, we used to do 11 a.m. checkout, but once we got up to 22 units, we went to 10 a.m. And we do allow, like if somebody asks, we say, oh yeah, you can stay till 11, no problem. And then, it feels like they're getting something, even though that's a lot of people, a lot of hosts have 11 a.m. as their checkout. But what I was going to say with that is that means you can sleep in a little bit later. You don't have to get up at 6 a.m., 5 a.m. if you know you don't have to go and clean a room until 10 a.m. So you can sleep a little longer, or you can get some things done in the morning and then go and clean whatever room there's a checkout.
Yeah.
And then in the afternoon, once you get your chores done, once you get your rooms cleaned and reset, you can go on errands,
Shopping.
shopping, spend all your money, all the money you've earned.
No.
Okay, not all of it, but you'd be surprised, in order to maintain 5-star level, we talked about kitchen use and pots and pans. We highly recommend getting good quality pots and pans. And it is heartbreaking to see them get damaged, but they do last longer.
Yes.
And people do appreciate having good cookware.
Yeah.
They appreciate having, good glasses, plates, and bowls. So we recommend that. But we go to Ross, TJ
Yes,
Maxx.
TJ Maxx. Yeah, you can find really some good
Home Goods.
home goods. Yes.
And so,
Or sometimes, but those, cookingware are pretty expensive.
yeah, we find it better to buy individual pieces, and you can even get some of them on sale sometimes.
Yeah.
So just when you're out shopping in the afternoon,
Yeah.
on your errands, you just
Yes.
always keep your eyes open for.
Yeah, silverware, it's definitely you want to buy a good quality because
And
it
keep-
lasts longer, and the guests really appreciate it,
Yeah.
more when you have a good quality. Not, sometimes there's some guests sometimes that doesn't really know how to
Yeah.
take care stuff, but for the most part, most of the guests are really good,
Yeah, yeah. And just keep your eyes open for any little extra touches that can help make the space feel more homey
Yes.
and welcoming.
Yeah.
And, well, we've talked a lot about our pros, but the rules, some of the other rules that people break, just so you know, they're going to smoke in your unit sometimes. Not often. We don't get that a lot. We've
Yeah.
probably, in 4 years, we've probably had half a dozen,
Yeah.
6, 8, 10.
Especially when it's cold.
Yeah, or
They try
raining,
to
they try to
smoke
smoke, or they
inside.
stand by the open door and smoke, and But we have found there's some smoke odor spray that works really well at combating that. We also have air purifiers that we have set up in all of the houses. So just be prepared for that. You're going to work
Yeah.
hard. You're going to get a unit and a house and rooms set up all nice and beautiful and clean, and somebody will smoke in it. And you got to be
Yeah.
prepared to deal with that.
You had to have those things ready also, just in case you don't want to wait, because if you want to open, for example, if the guest checked out and there's a smoke smell in the room, you want to have
Yeah.
all that equipment ready,
Yes.
so you can clean and
Get it set up for
get
the
it
next
set up
guest.
for the next guest, because you really don't want to lose money.
Yeah.
Yeah, because of that, you want to
Right.
have all of your stuff ready.
Yeah. And occasionally we've had guests that get into it with another guest. Fortunately, not very often.
Yeah,
'Cause
very rare.
We promote a very calm, quiet, peaceful environment.
Yes.
And most people respect that and want that and enjoy that. But occasionally you will have some guests that will get on each other's nerves, and there could be some issues that you have to be prepared to deal with. You want to handle it professionally. You want to be courteous even in the face of people that are being rude. And so be prepared for that. Some guests are not going to get along with some other guests. And, there have been times that we've had to take quick action and move one of the guests out of a house and into one of our other houses. So if you have that available, keep that in mind. It will eventually happen, most likely. If you have enough rooms and enough guests, it will eventually occur that you're going to have a situation to deal with. So be prepared for that. Let's see.
From time to time, we do have some guests who stay with us for a while, and we allow them. Sometimes they come into a problem with their work, and I guess paycheck is behind, some story like that,
Yeah.
and we allow them to stay
Well,
for
I think what you're talking
a
about
payment later, I guess.
we have in the past. We try not to do it. Our recommendation would be don't let anybody stay without paying.
Yes, upfront.
And that sounds obvious, but like Victoria mentioned, they'll come to you and they'll say, look, I got let go at my job, but I'm looking for another job, or I have a second job, or I'm going to start another job on Monday, and can you spot me 2 nights until Monday and I can pay then? And so we have said yes and extended the merciful hand and said, yes, we can wait a day or two. And we've been had by some people.
Yes, several.
Probably
Just because we feel bad, especially if they've been with us as a guest for a while.
yes.
And we do
And they
try
paid
to
on time
yeah.
every time. Even now, if we had one of our regulars say, oh, you know what, I can't pay until, say, maybe the next day, we would probably give them 1 day, but not more than that at this point, because
I think we got burned too many times.
we got burned too many times
Yes.
on non-payment. Of course, that doesn't
Yeah.
happen if you're booking through Airbnb or Booking.com or some other rental app platform. This is direct booking. These are people that reach out to us directly and paying us directly. That's the only time that it would really
It
happen.
would happen, yeah.
But we've been burned too many times. So our recommendation is don't do it. And we've done this. We say, well, is there a friend or maybe a parent or family member, or you can reach out to a church or something like that. And you know what? A lot of times they find another way, and next thing you know, you're getting a payment from somebody else that's a
Yeah.
friend of theirs. And so you didn't have to put yourself out there and run the risk of not getting paid for a night, which it doesn't feel good.
Yes.
So, we just had some people stay with us. I wouldn't say they trashed the unit, but it was pretty bad. The trash was overflowing, the bathroom was kind of nasty, and they had spilled some sticky drink all over the floor. Fortunately, we have hardwood floors. And so that's another negative or a con, is that some people are going to trash your unit.
Yeah, so make sure that you're cleaning, which we really don't charge a lot for cleaning. I think about $30.
Yeah, most
Which
of the
is
units are under
we only do
30.
that because it's
Some
me
are
and him
$12.
do some we do the cleaning ourselves.
Yeah.
That's sometimes it could be bad, that
Yeah. So just
there's a lot of surprises. You never know what you're gonna get into once they
yes, just
leave the room. So
be
just be
prepared.
prepared.
Be prepared not only for having to what we call recover a room, but they may actually damage your furniture, your furnishings, your mattress. We've had to toss out more than one mattress
Yes.
for various reasons.
Yes.
And so be prepared. We have one of our houses has, well, two of our houses have a garage, and we tend to keep an extra queen mattress.
Yeah.
Just keep one around because you never know when it's going to happen. And you
Yeah.
can just immediately put the spare mattress in the room, drag that one out to the curb.
Because
And
I guess because we don't believe that, we had to look, for example, the mattress, we could easily just cover it with mattress pad or mattress cover.
yes.
But every time in every room, how we put it together is we looked at it like we're going to sleep in the bed, live in the
Right.
room. So we look at the bed, we would not want to sleep in that dirty bed.
Right.
So so we replaced them. You had to have love and care for your guests. You don't,
Yes.
if you know that you're not going to sleep on it, or stay in the room, then what make you think that your guest want it too? So
Right.
treat it like you're going to live there,
Yep.
even if
Be
you're
one to
not.
sleep on that mattress, sleep in that
Yes.
room. So there are some of our pros and cons to being short-term, mid-term rental host. Uh, we have a whole lot more to share. And
Yes,
so
stay tuned.
stay tuned. We'll
Yes.
share more stories, more pros and cons, more tips and tricks,
Yes, ideas,
ideas on how to be five-star host
Yes.
and get those guests to keep coming back and staying at your place too.
And how we live in our 4,000 square feet house for free.
For free.